deserved it or not, but I played okay. But I made a few mistakes towards the end of the game that usually would cost the team. But it's a great honor. I'm happy to get it.
You mentioned last week that you needed to be a better leader. How do you feel you did in that aspect?
I feel like that was my best game leadership-wise because I was just kind of on the guys and on myself offensively about just not getting satisfied and stuff. We started putting drives together and stuff, and before the half we got comfortable, but when we got to score and make it a 10-point game, but I just told them, I was like, we're still down 10. We're doing good, but we're still down 10. So I just I felt like I did pretty good leadership-wise.
Oh, you guys did pretty well, throwing screen passes. How big was the screen game, and how big will that be moving forward?
I love the screen game. It's easy completion, and they've been working pretty well, and it really helped us out. It helped us in the red zone pretty good, and we converted a big third down and ended up getting us a touchdown to Mr. O'Grady. And just Coach Enos does them really well, and we work with him on our footwork and stuff because a lot of people read screens pretty well when quarterbacks just drift and they don't really settle and stuff, and Coach Enos works a lot with them and he calls them at the right time, so it's really good to have.
And how big is it to you? Because you got to suck the defense in, because if they know it's a screen, it's not going to work very well. You basically got to sit there and say, okay, hit me.
Right. Yeah, you got to. You're going to. Most of the time, you're probably going to take a nice little lick on that screen, but you'll probably get, if that happens, then more than likely you're going to get a nice gain out of it because that means they're rushing hard, so it's worth it.
The touchdown pass to Doug Watt, could you describe that?
That was a screen pass too, I believe, and it was good. That was our first touchdown.
Right.
Yeah, and their offense had scored pretty quickly, and I think with our offense as a whole did a very good job in answering the bell.
How effective do you think the screen game can be moving forward?
It'll be just as effective as it's been. I think it'll continue to be really effective.
So much of this offense has been guys like you and T.J. Hammonds and Jonathan Nance, just guys who've stepped up because they had to. How does it feel to finally see this pay off?
It feels good. I think we had a really good mentality this past week and stuff, and we're carrying it over to this week too, and we're just kind of building off of it now. We got a little confidence now, and we put in a lot of work, and it's success that we hadn't had early in the season hasn't been because of lack of work. We put in the work, and we had the right schemes and structure and stuff, and now it's starting to pay off, and that's very good.
What were the emotions like with Coach?
Welcome back to On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Friday edition of On the Hill. It's the A edition of On the Hill, and it's brought to you by Lindsay & Associates with locations in Rogers, locations also in Fayetteville. Lindsay & Associates, we bring great neighbors together. It's also brought to you by Locomotion. It's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. And lastly, Fun City. You can catch them just off the 412 highway in Springdale. And if you don't get a chance to catch us here each and every day of our live stream, you can catch us on iHeartRadio as we podcast each and every day's top segment of OTH on iHeartRadio in the evening. So be sure and check us out at iHeartRadio. But we want to get on and get you guys ready leading up to kickoff. Tomorrow's homecoming game, Arkansas versus Coastal Carolina in Dotto WM with Razorback Stadium. And as we like to do each and every Friday on the A is bring in our good buddy of 247 Sports to help us do that, Otis Kirk. Otis, welcome back to the Hill.
Well, hey, Pat, thanks for having me on here, man. I surely appreciate it. You know that. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, man.
Absolutely. Well, let's get up into it. Arkansas coming off, need we say, a very much needed SEC road win after having such a very, very turbulent, rough October month. South Carolina, Alabama, Auburn. Coming into homecoming, what will you be looking forward to really honing in on in tomorrow's 3 o'clock kickoff versus Coastal Carolina?
Well, I'm looking for Arkansas to take control of the game early, to just take charge. It's like Ole Miss did them last week, except don't let up on the gas. And what I'd really like to see, Pat, I'd like to see Arkansas do that and then use the second half, if possible, as a bye week. And what I mean by that is they're going to play 10 straight games. 10 games in 10 weeks when this thing's finished, this November's finished. And this is number 7, if my math is right. And so this is a chance there's no buys in this. They've already had their buys. So the best thing they could do, I think, is get the game over with at halftime, rest their starters, play the rest of the guys the second half, and then it be fresh when you go to LSU next weekend. I think that's what I'd like to see as much as anything, is Arkansas just come out, don't let this team hang around, take charge of the game early, and get the starters out there, if possible, at halftime. I mean, you know, you don't know what the score's going to be, but let's say it's 31-0 at half. I'm just using that as an example, 31-7. Then let Ty Story and all the guys come in the second half and play that game out. Because, I mean, that's what I like to see. I mean, whether Arkansas wins 42-21 or 42-0, it's really not going to. I mean, they don't have a ranking. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So all they got to do is win, try to stay healthy, and get guys some confidence in this game. T.J. Hammonds, I can think of. You know, I mean, you know, Jordan Jones. Get everybody going on offense, and then, like I said, let the reserves take over in the second half and let them play it out. I don't think they're going to, like, just surrender. You know, the Arkansas reserves are going to play hard, too, and so I think they can hold their own is what I'm saying. So that's what I'd like to see more than anything.
One thing that comes out of home football ball games are, the big recruiting weekend. Arkansas has 3 guys, in Jerry Bohannon, Byron Hanspard Jr., and a big one that some may still be trying to figure out how Arkansas was able to convince this young man to do so is Curtis Dunlap. Soft verbal commitment to Florida. Talk about those 3 guys, and just, with Byron already being on board, how much of an impact could this class be injected talent-wise if, say, Bohannon or Dunlap both decided to be Razorbacks?
Wow. That would change it from, what it is. I mean, what it is to very good, because all 3 of those kids, not just both of them, but all 3 of those kids, counting Hanspard, are 4-star recruits with 24/7 Sports. So, you're talking about some elite of the elite. And Dunlap, to me, is a kid that could come in and possibly start immediately. I could see that maybe at right guard or something, whatever. But I could see that happening. He's capable of coming in and starting at Arkansas, and he's a midterm guy. So, you don't know when Florida's going to hire a permanent coach, and will he have enough time to get involved with Dunlap? So that's going to be an interesting scenario. Bohannon, Bohannon and Connor Nolan together would give Arkansas as good a quarterback class, probably maybe the best one in the country. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know Georgia got the kid. I think his name is Justin Fields. I mean, he's big time. And but I think as a whole, if you get Bohannon and Nolan, I don't know how anybody could have a much better class than Arkansas is having at quarterback. So, I mean, it's just going out here and take care of business tomorrow. And then these last 3 games, I think these kids are all watching these last 3 games. I know it's 4, but I mean, after tomorrow, I think everybody will be watching the last 3 games. And that's where Arkansas is going to have a chance to really do something this year late, or kind of fold the tent. And then, so we'll see. And all the games are tough, but they're all winnable. But you got to go out and play the game and win it. And I know LSU is going to be a big favorite over Arkansas. Right. And I get that down in Baton Rouge. I completely get that. But it's not an unwinnable game. But you got to take control, and they've got to do some things, Pat, we've talked about all year. The offensive line's got to protect the quarterback. The blockers, I'm talking about receivers, running back, they've got to help block for the quarterback. They've got to not turn the ball over. The defense is doing a good job. I'll tell you one thing I am impressed with. The defense is doing a great job of creating turnovers. Right. I mean, those 3 turnovers they got last week, Pat, was 21 points. Right. Arkansas doesn't win the game probably without all 3 of those.
I agree. Well, hey, Otis, as always, look forward to catching you in the press box. Tomorrow's 3 o'clock kickoff, but as always, we'll come back, recap this game, and then we'll talk about that. Another tough SEC West Bowl, LSU Tigers matchup Arkansas has this time at 11 a.m. a week from Saturday. But as always, thanks for taking time out on the hill, my man. That was Otis Kirk of 247 Sports, always giving us a lowdown on who's on the hill. That sounds pretty good, didn't it? Who's on the hill? No pun intended, but we'll be back. Next up, Derek Oxford of Mascot Media. More hog ball, football, basketball, It's the A. What do you expect? It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins. Back in a moment.